Hi, welcome to another episode of Luncheonette with Laura Diaz. That's me, and I'm very excited to bring you a wonderful presentation today about Step Up for Students. And this is a program I know you're going to be very, very interested in hearing about. So we're going to move into that. I'm going to save the top 5. I got some great top 5 for you, so we're going to go to that at the end of the show. But right now I'd like to introduce my guest speaker today, and this is Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us. And what we want to do is kind of give you a little bit of introduction into Step Up for Students. So can you tell our viewers, Stephanie, what Step Up for Students is?
Absolutely, Laura. First of all, I want to say thank you on behalf of Step Up for Students for giving us this opportunity to talk about our wonderful program. I'm delighted to be here, so thank you.
We're delighted to have you.
But Step Up for Students is a nonprofit organization that administers the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship for low-income students in kindergarten through 12th grade. And the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship was created by Florida legislature in 2001. So Step Up for Students is very excited to say that we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
Yay!
Yes, very excited.
So this is like when we heard during, all the political campaigns, and they were talking about tax credits to kind of choose a school. Is this related to that?
Kind of related to that, but what Step Up for Students is, it's a tax credit scholarship program in a sense that corporations can redirect their tax liability to the state of Florida by making donations to Step Up for Students. And they receive a dollar-for-dollar match for their donations. And so it's a liability that they would owe anyway to the state of Florida, and it's an opportunity for them to donate to us and provide scholarships for awesome students.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about what children can benefit from your program.
Oh, I'd be glad to. Typically, the students that qualify for our scholarship program are low-income students that qualify for free and reduced lunch program. Also, students that are in foster care or students that are homeless.
Okay, so if they're a foster child, do they automatically qualify for this program?
Excellent question. Yes, they automatically qualify for our program from an economic standpoint.
Very good.
Yes.
Awesome. Excellent. So you don't have to go, when you were talking initially about low income, you wouldn't be going into the income parameters of the foster family because the child meets that qualification. Exactly.
First, what we would want to make sure of is that the student meets our definition of someone who is in foster care, meaning that the foster parent has a license, from Department of Children and Family Services, and they have documentation to show that this student has been placed in their care. So other than that, no, we don't look at the income, which is awesome.
So as a foster parent, why would I use Step Up for Children? How would this benefit the foster child in my home?
Well, one of our greatest assets and our greatest mission of Step Up for Students is that we believe every parent should be empowered with the opportunity to provide the best learning environment for that child. And so we assist foster parents in providing the best learning option for that particular child. It shouldn't matter what environment that child came from. It should not matter that the child came from certain circumstances. They deserve the opportunity for a quality education. And that's where Step Up for Students comes in eliminating all the economic documentation that they have to submit to us, and not having that child go through the rigorous scholarship application process is how we help foster parents. And we also have a contact center where foster parents can call us, and we have associates that speak English, French, and Creole and Spanish.
Oh, great.
And they can set up, they can set up an appointment with us to go through the application process.
Okay, fantastic. So how does your scholarship program differ from the McKay Scholarship?
The McKay Scholarship is for students that have special needs, whether the child is placed on an IEP, an individualized education plan, or has certain physical disabilities and whatnot. But for Step Up for Students, you can be a child that has a variety of academic issues or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's strictly to assist families that are low income.
Mm-hmm. Do they have to have issues? Can this
No.
be a foster child who's doing great, but I might be zoned maybe for a school that I don't think is going to be the best fit for my child, and maybe I could see them going into another school, and would that, even if they didn't have, let's say, any disabilities?
That is correct.
Or,
it doesn't matter
okay.
to us at all.
Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't
fantastic.
matter.
Fantastic. This is great. It's wonderful. So, do you help the parent to select a school? Like, how does the whole school involvement process go?
That's a great question. We have over 1,300 participating schools. So a parent can go to our website, which is www.stepupforstudents.org, and we have a section that you can look at that tells you the listing of our participating schools. However, if you want further assistance, you can call us, and we have staff members that can help you with selecting the best school in your area for your child.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. This is such good news, and I don't know about you guys, but I did not know about this until I met their representative at the conference, the Daniel Memorial Conference that we went to a couple months ago. And how exciting is this, that we can really advocate for our child's education and help with Step Up for Students to get them into the right school, the best program for their individual needs. So I'm thrilled, and I can't wait for this to go viral across the state for all of our foster parents and caregivers to take a look at this and learn and get on your website. So that's fantastic. So what happens if I'm a foster parent? I am a foster parent. What happens if I utilize your scholarship program for my foster child, and then during the school year my child is reunified with either, let's cover a couple things. So my child's either reunified back to the biological parents, or let's say they're adopted, I or someone else has adopted them. So how does that impact the scholarship, and what would happen there?
Okay, let's first talk about what happens if the child is unified with their biological parents. First of all, the scholarship follows the child, and once they have it for the entire year.
Okay, great.
So under the circumstances where the child is reunified with their biological parents, they would, just let us know that the child has been reunified with their parents, and they can continue at their school. And if they want to apply the next year, then the biological parent can apply for that child the next year.
Okay, fantastic.
And we would then, look at the parent's income to determine if they're eligible for the next year. But yeah, if it happens even in the middle of the school year, that child has that scholarship for the entire year.
Oh, that's great, because I think that would be one of the biggest concerns I'd have, is get them plugged into the school and then, and then have them leave. That's always difficult.
It happens. It happens. We've seen cases like that, and yes, the child is able to stay in their school for that entire year, and then the next year their parent can apply for them the next year. Now, with the case of children that have been adopted, it's the same scenario where the child keeps the scholarship for the entire year. Then the next year, the adoptive parents can apply for the scholarship. But then in that case, we would look at the adoptive parents' income.
Okay, great. I understand one of the things that you guys do that's really awesome is you also have like a scholarship that assists with transportation. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Sure. The transportation scholarship is for $500 an academic school year. And what happens is you're able to use it for another public school in another school district. So if you as a parent have picked a wonderful school for your child, public school, outside of your district that you want your child to attend, you can use the transportation scholarship for your child.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Does that apply to any other programs outside of K through 12? Does it apply to like early Head Start programs or VPKs or anything like that, or just the kindergarten through 12?
Just kindergarten through 12.
Okay, okay, just curious on that.
Great question though.
Okay, all right. So is there any other like qualifications or anything else that we should share with the viewers when they're going through this process?
Let's see, in terms of qualifications, are you talking about just in general, or
just in general,
or for children that are in foster care? Mm-hmm. Just in general, I would say that for families that are interested in our scholarship program, there are two aspects that we look at. We have student eligibility criteria, and then we also have economic household income criteria that we look at. And in terms of student eligibility, a student that is in kindergarten must be 5 by September 1st. And then if it's a child that is in 6th through 12th grades, they must be coming from a Florida public school, meaning that for the previous school year, the entire school year, they have to have attended a Florida public school. And then in terms of income, we have certain guidelines. A family has to make a maximum of a certain dollar amount per household size, and we usually have that information available on our website so a parent can look at that and see, do I qualify? Do I meet these qualifications?
Well, and the reason I asked that question is in the case that they adopted the child, or even speaking with the bio family, you know, and assisting them and giving them this information, they can say, hey, you know, we can try to keep them in this program.
Yes.
Here's how, what, you know, requirements the child needs to meet. Here's what you need to meet, and direct them to your website so they can find the table that has the qualifying income,
yes,
and so on and so forth. So I think this is fantastic. Are there some dates, deadlines, like if I wanted to get my child in now, can you do it mid-year, or does it have to start before the school year? Can you kind of give us some idea of how that works?
Sure. Our season typically starts in March for new applicants, and in February for renewing families. So right now our season is closed, but we're gearing up for the next season. And currently at this time, if you go to our website, you can join our interest list. And by joining the interest list, you will receive notification when we're ready to open up for the season. Also, you can always give us a call to find out information on how to qualify and when we're going to open. So we're looking forward to opening up in the beginning of March for new families and beginning of February for renewing families.
Okay, all right. Do you run out of dollars? Like, is there a maximum number and then people have to go on a waiting list, or have you not hit?
So interesting you ask us that.
That's my job, to come up with the interesting questions.
Of course, we have a cap, and this year our cap was $229 million, and our maximum scholarship amount this year is $4,335, which means we were able to serve only 50,000 students throughout the state of Florida.
That sounds like a pretty big number to me.
But when you want to help everybody.
I know. There's never enough to help everybody.
Never enough to help everybody. So this year we find ourselves in a unique situation where we have moved to a wait list. And, you know, that's kind of sad for me because I want to help
we have to get some more funding.
I'm like, if you qualify, I want to give it to you. I don't want money to be an object, but it is.
Yes.
But the great thing is that we continue to go up every year. And if we make 90% of our funding cap through donations, then automatically we're allowed to go up 25% every year. So,
great.
Next year, in 13-14, we will be able to serve 60,000 students.
Yay, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's great.
I am so looking forward to when I can say we have 100,000 students on scholarship.
That's fantastic. Yes. The schools that you have, you mentioned that you have participating schools, and you also mentioned that the scholarship covers like a certain dollar amount. Yes. Does that, with your participating schools, does that pretty much cover everything, or some of them their fee or their tuition fee in excess of that, and then the parent makes up the difference?
Yes. The scholarship amount covers mainly tuition and fees. Most often the scholarship doesn't cover everything because the tuition fees, uniforms, and everything else associated with attending the private school exceeds the scholarship amount. So usually parents have an amount that they have to cover as well. And so for us, if we run into a case where the tuition at the school exceeds our scholarship amount, then we only cover tuition for that student. And if it's a case where our scholarship is more than the tuition and fees, then we only provide up to the tuition amount.
Okay, well, so we just need to be prepared that there might be a little bit of additional expenses,
Yes.
depending on the school.
Depending on the
right?
school, right?
Okay.
Because, you know, some schools have lab fees, you know, they have field trips, they have after school care, and these are things that we don't cover.
Well, even the public school has those.
From what I've been hearing, yeah, and even have to
They do.
buy their own supplies and all.
They do. So I think we're kind of used to that extra fee thing. So
Yes, yeah. So where we can do a lot, sometimes we can't do it all.
okay, but you do a lot. That's for sure. That's a generous scholarship.
Thank you.
If I found a school and they were not on your list, could I approach you about getting them on the list, or could I approach them about accepting your scholarship? Like, just say there just happened to be a school down the street from my house that a lot of neighborhood kids went to. My kids would like to go. It's a great school. What would I do in that situation?
Interesting enough, Laura, some of our participating schools came to us through parents.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, yes. And so what can happen is a parent can contact us and say, I really want my child to attend this school, but the school is not participating, does not take your scholarship. And what will happen is someone on our school side of operations can contact the school and work with the school and the parent to see if the school is interested in accepting our scholarship. And then from there, we would work with the school to meet the qualifications through the Department of Education so that they can become a participating school.
So the school they have a set of qualifying criteria as well to go through to
Absolutely.
be on your program. Well, that's good to know, I think, because, you know, it's nice to know that there are standards and, you know, that we are making sure that the children get a good education.
Absolutely.
So that's great. That's great. So what else? Is there anything else that you could think of that we should share with foster parents out there that they should know about Step Up for Students?
You know, right now we are only serving 152 students in foster care, and I really want to increase that number, but I need your help to do it. So please go to our website to find out more information about us. Please contact us at our contact center, and I'm sure our number will be posted later, but if you want it now, it's 877-735-7837. Please call us to find out more about our program. Tell your friends, tell other people that you know that have children in foster care about our program, and partner with us to provide proper educational opportunities for children. Because a child is in foster care does not mean they deserve a great education. Every child deserves a quality education.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. So Stephanie, it's Stephanie Miller. By the way, I called you Stephanie earlier, but Stephanie Miller for all of you. And she is the director of the Step Up for Students program. And I hope that you guys are going to take advantage of this for your foster children and, you know, help them. And we've talked a lot in the past about, you know, advocating for our children's education and how important it is. And here's just another tool that we have for you guys to make sure those children are getting the best quality education that they can, and resources to you to help them. So thank you very much for this. I appreciate it. And so I'm going to roll into, guys, a few announcements, okay? First of all, we had a video recently posted, so I want you guys to keep an eye on our website at www.qpiflorida.com. It's an awesome training for infants. A lot of you had asked for training on infants, and it's the critical years from 0 to 3 and how important those years are. So we thank our presenter there and take a look at that and get your continuing education credit hours. And hey guys, as a reminder, you know you get your continuing education credit hours for watching these Luncheonette shows. So you can always go onto our website at www.luncheonette.com and click on past episodes right after they are aired, the initial broadcast. They're posted under past episodes and you can watch them all over again and share those also with your friends and your fellow foster parents and get your continuing education credit hours from that also. So I promised you we were going to move into our top 5, and you know what's coming right around the corner? Halloween, that fun time of year when we adults even get to be kids because we all love candy. Admit it, you all love candy too. So my top 5 is Halloween jokes that you can share with your kids. And number 1 Halloween joke for this year is, where do mummies go for a swim? The Dead Sea, of course. Number 2, how do you mend a broken jack-o'-lantern? With a pumpkin patch. Number 3, what do skeletons say before they begin dining? Bon appetit. Number 4, where do baby ghosts go during the day? Day scare centers. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a very, very fun and safe Halloween with your kids if you do celebrate Halloween. And just don't forget, you can always email us your questions, your comments, your concerns, anything you have going on. We want to hear about it. You know we care about you foster parents here at QPI. So go to www.QPI Florida. You can request your training there. You can always make comments on our Facebook page. Just go into the search and look up Just in Time Training, QPI Just in Time Training. We have a Facebook page and we look forward to your comments, your questions, anything that you want to share with us. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Luncheonette. I thank you, Stephanie Miller, again for all this wonderful information. I hope that you guys are going to be out there advocating for your children's education and checking out Step Up for Children. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.